Yes, my people, welcome back to EMGM Sports. It's me, your boy Enzo, the realest in the game. Once again, I'm back with another one. So, my people, Moses Itauma finally has a fight date. He has finally found a dance partner in Jermaine Franklyn. Wow. I'm so happy for him, because for the last couple of weeks, there's been rumors of who Moses Itauma is going to fight. We went from him fighting a title eliminator fight against Frank Sanchez. Uncle Frank pulled the plug on that. He didn't want no smoke with Frank Sanchez. They took one look at Frank Sanchez and they thought, let's just stay away from that Cuban for now. Yeah, like we'll find another time for him, but for now, let's just stay away. Then we heard another rumor that he was meant to be fighting against Cobra Pulev, right? That's for the regular title, the WBA regular title. Yeah, he was meant to be fighting for that. Again, the plug was pulled on that, and Pulev is now fighting against Gassiev. Now, finally, yesterday, Uncle Frank and his team, his boys over at Queensbury Promotion, they dropped the official fight poster, whatever you call it. And you know what? It's a good card, Looking at it's a good card, man. The fight takes place on the 24th of January. I think they're calling it the Magnificent. The Magnificent. Yep, there it is there. The Magnificent is going down. There's some fights on there that I'm really looking forward to. Because sometimes in these type of cards, they'll have a big name in there, Moses Itauma, Jermaine Franklyn, and then, the undercard can be a little bit underwhelming with some unknown faces. But this time, I like the fight on here, man. It should be a good event, man. I'm looking forward to it. Some decent fights, tough fights here. You go Willie Hutchinson versus Ezra Taylor. Ezra Taylor looked really good on his last fight when I watched him. He looked really good. So that's the co-main event, whatever you want to call it. And that's a really good fight. Hutchinson versus Taylor. I'm looking forward to that. Liam Davis versus Zach Miller. Again, another good one there. Both fighters have only lost one fight, so that should be good, Shaquille Thompson versus Brad Poole. Again, good fight. Shaquille Thompson is undefeated, so it's gonna be a good scrap. It's a good card. Couple of other names there, but yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm not gonna act like I'm disappointed on the card. I'm gonna keep it real. I like the card, and I'm looking forward to it come January the 24th. Just my take on Moses Itauma versus Jermaine Franklyn. I did a live stream last night with my boy Bright from the Bright podcast. No, from the Bright Boxing Podcast. Sorry, excuse me if I got that wrong. Make sure you go check him out, show him some love as well. And we covered a little bit on these fights. Like, we didn't really speak too much in detail, but we talked about these fights. And that live is still out there. It's on my YouTube page, whatever. So make sure you go check that out as well if you want to watch. It's about an hour and a half long. If you want to watch the whole show, you can go there and watch it. And by the way, I'm going to be doing, if you don't know, if you're new to the channel, by the way, I do a live every single Monday. I do a live stream. We recap the fights on the weekend. We talk about upcoming fights as well. Every Monday, 9:30 p.m. right here on EMGM Sports. And what I'm going to be doing as well, I'm going to be bringing in new guests every Monday. And what I also plan to do is get some of you viewers, subscribers to the channel. I'll get you to call in, phone in, have your say. Do you know what I mean? Like, we can talk about fights, upcoming fights, whatever you want to talk about, we can talk about. So if you're interested in that, if you want to have your say, make sure you tune into EMGM Sports with your boy Enzo, the realest in the game, every Monday at 9:30 UK time. Moses Itauma is a very talented fighter, very gifted fighter, and he's got all the attributes to become the next superstar in boxing in the heavyweight division. He can carry the heavyweight division for the next 10 years. So I agree with that sentiment. I know some fans are still very skeptical about Moses Itauma and they want to push him quick. Do you know what I mean? They want him to run before he can walk. They really want to see him get hurt, want to get tested. I get it. I'm a boxing fan too. I understand it, but you have to look at boxing as a business as well, not just a sport. So from a business point of view, they've got plenty of time to grow, to develop this kid, to market him so that he can be the superstar that they believe he is, and I believe he's a superstar. I believe he will take over from the Joshuas and the Furies, but he's got plenty of time. No need to rush him, So I think sensible minds came together. Do you know what I mean? And it made sense. Let's calm down. Let's not hype up the Q2. Let's not run before we can walk. We got a good win against a solid fighter in Dillian White, who, by the way, no disrespect, Dillian White's legs are gone. You know what I mean? This ended Dillian White 5-6 years ago. It wasn't him. So great win for Moses Itauma is on his resume. When I done the live show yesterday with my boy Bright, in the comments, a lot of fans were saying that, Itauma he'll blow Franklin away. He'll blow him out in 2 rounds. Listen, he could well do that because so far, Itauma is getting rid of everybody. He's getting rid of everybody. But I'm just gonna flip my screen and show you that Jermaine Franklyn, he's never been knocked out. He's got 2 losses, 24 fights, 15 wins, and 2 losses. And if you look here, he's only lost twice, in his career, like I said. But he's only lost against, his only losses came against Anthony Joshua and Dillian White, and those are not, that's not bad. That is not bad. Losing to Anthony Joshua, that was back in 2023, and then he lost in 2022. A year before that, he lost to Dillian White. These are 2 names, big names in a heavyweight division. So it's not like he got knocked out or anything like that. I mean, listen, against Dillian White, it was kind of like a slugfest, life and death type of fight. Do you know what I mean? Dillian White won a majority decision, and against Anthony Joshua, he lost a unanimous decision. But I can remember the Joshua fight. It wasn't the Joshua that was very comfortable. Franklin gave him a good fight, man. He didn't really put a big dent on Joshua, but he kept Joshua honest for the whole fight. That's all you can ask from Franklin. He went in there, he had pride and he showed courage and he hanged on in there with these big fighters. So it's not going to be easy for Moses Itauma to just go in there and blow Franklin away. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think it's going to be a much sterner, tougher test than the Dillian White fight, and it should be, because at this moment in time, we want to see young Moses Itauma get tested. Look, 13 fights, 11 knockouts, 0 losses, but as we go down on his record here, some of the fighters, the biggest name on there is Dillian White so far, but that's a Dillian White that's over the hill. It's not the Dillian White from 5 years ago who still can produce the goods. So Jermaine Franklyn will be the second toughest test of Moses Itauma's career. So one thing I'm looking forward to this fight between Moses Itauma and Jermaine Franklyn, I want to see, there's still some questions that I want answers to, and I'm sure a lot of you guys and girls at home, boxing fans, you wanna get some answers to. I really want to see him get chin checked. I want to see how he reacts to a punch. Has he got that punch resistance? If he gets dropped, can he beat the 8 count? Would he start feeling sorry for himself? Has he got that grit? Do you know what I mean? Has he got the courage? Has he got the heart, the passion? I want these questions answered. If the fight goes deep, will he still have the legs? Will he still keep the discipline? There's so many unanswered questions that we still need to get answers from Moses Itauma. I want to see Jermaine Franklyn at least give us some answers to some of them. We're not gonna get the answer to all the questions, but if we can get the answer to at least 3 of the questions, like chin check, getting deep into a round and facing adversity, that I'll be happy. If he goes on and wins a points decision, or he finishes Jermaine Franklyn late, but he gets tested, do you know what I mean? He faces a bit of adversity and the fight is challenging and it's a bit tough for him. I'll be satisfied with that. I'll be happy because then we know, okay, this kid is not just talented. It's not just this name that everyone's raving about that's going to be the next superstar. But at least we know, look, the kid's got some type of resistance. Yeah, the kid can overcome adversity. That's what I want to see, especially early on when you haven't really faced tough competition, yeah? When you do face someone of a Jermaine Franklyn caliber, like I said, he's not elite, he's not world class. He's in that middle bit and he's a good, solid fighter. Yeah, if he can overcome him, yeah, and obviously overcome some challenging, some moments of difficulty within that fight, then I'll be like, you know what, yeah, this kid, he's good to go. You know, let's now see him against maybe a Frank Sanchez on that next stage, or someone of the Frank Sanchez caliber, you know, maybe a Martin Bakole. You know, that'll be it for me. That's what I want to see from this fight. But overall, I'm happy that Moses Itauma is going back in the ring because I want to see him fight more. Listen, he's a young guy, he's 20 years old. I think he's fought like twice this year or whatever. He needs to fight more, man. You know what I mean? At that age, we want to see you fight 4 or 5 times a year. You can, especially if you're fighting a bunch of cab drivers and, do you know what I mean, lower caliber opposition. You know, obviously Franklyn, good opposition, solid opposition, but if he's going to be fighting these lower ranked fighters, then yeah, have at least 4 fights a year, brother. Do you know what I mean? Because you want to build up that resume, you know, and you don't just want to be sitting on a shelf fighting twice. That's just my opinion, but it should be a good test, and I'm looking forward to it, January the 24th. And my people, just to finish off as well, this Saturday, the 15th of November, we've got the Eubank Jr. versus Conor Ben. Yeah, I'm going to be doing a live watch along, so make sure you come on to that. I'm going to put a link in the community post, so check that out as well. So come and join me for the live watch along, my people. I'll really appreciate it. Once again, let me know your thoughts, you know, in the comments down below. What do you think of this fight? Do you think it's a big enough test for Moses Itauma? You know, do you think he overcomes Franklyn, or do you think this is another walk in the park, a cakewalk for Moses Itauma, and he's gonna blow away Jermaine Franklyn? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, my people. I'll really appreciate it. Once again, thank you so much for watching EMGM Sports. It's me, your boy Enzo, the realest in the game. I'll be back real soon with another one. Until then, stay blessed, my people. Peace.